Okay, guys, let's start. Let's start, guys. So, cool. I have switched on the recording as well, and I hope this is one of the best platforms. So, guys, I hope you all don't need my introduction, and I also know you all, guys. I hope only one guy is there whom I'm meeting for the first time, Jay Shingha Sinde. So,
Yes.
Jay, can you please let me know about the background from where you are and why digital marketing?
So my name is Jaising Shinde, as you know, and so
Uh
I'm
huh.
a BTech graduate.
Oh, wow.
Yes, sir. Now I'm pursuing my MBA
Uh huh.
Management
Uh
in
huh.
Marketing.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so and that's why digital marketing. Yes. So guys,
Yes, sir.
before starting that up, I also like to brief you. I'm also a BTech in biotechnology. Okay, and then I pursued my MBA, and there is a gap between. So I'm not sure other people are have also pursued their MBA or not, but it is like there is a very huge gap, and I hope Jay, you would be relying on that. What industry needs, or say everyone hopes for going into a company, say an IT organization or something like that. Okay, and say your specialization is marketing, Jay.
Yes.
Okay, so company wants or an organization wants industry ready folks. But I hope you all might say yes to this, that the people who are actually going ahead and say doing digital marketing, MBA in marketing are not industry ready. They know what is consumer behavior, they know what is positioning, they know what is segmentation, but how to do that? They are not aware of that. And someone is spending say 10, 12 odd lakh rupees as a package for you for a year, and they will be training you. It is just like they don't want to behave as if they are a school or something like that. Okay, so they want industry ready folks, and unfortunately the courses that has been designed by the universities and all those things are not like that, which can make people industry ready. They can give you just passport or the visa, but the actual skills you will have to develop over the course of the time, and that digital marketing actually makes you industry ready, and that's for sure. So it is like when I entered into the organization, uh, when I was giving an interview, I'll tell you, almost there were 1208 students. I am a pass out of Sengad, and it's like they have a centralized placement cell. And what happened was like when I was sitting up over there in the CPC, centralized placement cell, there were 1208 registration. And why I know that? Because I was the part of placement cell as well in my college. So it's like people are coming up just because the package was good, somewhat around 7-8 lakh rupees was the package at that point of time, way back in 2010. So it was like a very good package at that point of time, and that too from an organization like Sagar, and from a city like Pune. It is like the rush up over there. So it was like when I was actually getting interviewed, they asked me, what is the USP that you have? Okay, and it was like this was a unanimous question that was asked to everyone. So whomsoever I have asked, that was the first question as to what is your USP, and I told them I am an industry ready folk, and that was the point from where I started weaving my conversation. So they asked me how come. I told I know digital marketing. I have previous experience of digital marketing. I am certified in digital marketing. I know how to reach out to the people. So they told me, how about cold calling and all those affairs? I was like, if you want to go ahead and do a cold calling, hire some freshers who don't have any experience or something like that. I am an experienced guy. I would not be interested. That was the attitude that I had. Okay, and why that attitude was there in me? Because I was industry ready. I had the previous experience of digital marketing. Then they started asking me, how would you promote my business and how would you get the leads and all those things? So I started briefing them with the help of digital marketing. I'll need budget from you. I'll need this, that. And believe me, at max the interview for a person was going not more than 10 minutes, and I was staying that in that particular room for 1 hour. We were discussing the strategy, the plan, and later on I came to know that he was the CEO of the organization who was actually taking interview. Almost 28 people from his team actually came in, and CEO was one of them, and he was a very modest guy. And there were 7 8 more rounds that were conducted, and after I joined the organization, I I must not be saying this, but it is like when I went there for the other rounds like psychometric and all those things, I was having sutta break with him, with the CEO, and I was not aware that he's a CEO of the organization. So it's like you should be industry ready. And Jay, I hope you understand as to from where I'm coming from. So this digital marketing makes you industry ready. So I have done enough talking. Now you will also be thinking that this guy speaks a lot. But guys, make up your mind and do one thing. One who speaks much up over there in the internet space have the better chances of getting conversion. So this is the first thumb rule I'm giving you. Okay, make yourself as much visible as you can. Okay, and that's the key to success up over there in the internet marketing thing or the digital marketing thing. Okay, try to sell yourself. You are the first commodity that you should be selling. Okay, and once you would be able to sell yourself, it would be easy for others, or it would be easy for you to sell other products as well. And please mind my words. Okay, I hope you all can see my screen. No, not yet. Okay, let's start with it. So guys, today I have already covered the gross aspects as to what would be covered up over there. Okay, I'll open a sheet. Okay, so guys, this is my way of actually going ahead and teaching up over there. Okay, so it's like I believe in sheets. So okay, so the very first thing today we'll be covering the introduction, and then we'll be moving on to the AdWords part. Okay, but at the same time I would also like to brief you as to how the course would be structured. So in the last session I already briefed you about that, guys. So the first part would be SEM, search engine marketing. That will entail Google ads, Bing ads. Okay, keyword planning. So I'll only be briefing about these things. Keyword planning. Okay, keyword planning via keyword planner tool. I hope you all know that. Okay, then comes up over here search ads, display ads, remarketing ads, video ads, shopping ads, merchant center. Okay, then comes other things like UAC, Universal App Campaign. So Disha, Renuka, by any chance have you tried UACs, Universal App Campaigns?
No, sir.
Not yet. So these are basically mobile app campaigns. And since you already are experienced in that, so I'll tell you, when it was used to be mobile app installs campaign, there were much flexibility that was awarded to marketer so as to optimize the campaigns and all those things. But now the optimizations are not very much under the control of marketers, though marketers like us has actually figured out some hacks on that. So we'll see to them in the live environment. These are the basic things that we're gonna cover up. So now what would be the time duration that would be required up over here? So this will require at least 3 weeks time, and 3 weeks is also less, 3 to 4 weeks. So guys, if you speak about the percentage, okay, I'll not hesitate to say that this will constitute almost 60 to 70% of the overall digital marketing that you would be doing in. And related to that, after that we would be going ahead and doing social media ads. Okay, so that will include FB ads, LinkedIn ads, Twitter ads. Okay, FB and Instagram are the same thing basically. From one console only you can do all those things. So that's why I have written that. So FB or Insta, you can say that up. and these two parts commonly constitutes a fact that is known as performance marketing. So Disha, you know about that? Renuka, since you are from the industry, I would be asking such questions, so please don't mind this. Okay, I hope you will not be minding. Is it okay? Do you know what is performance marketing?
Not much about it, sir.
Okay, so basically I'll okay. So performance marketing basically relates to direct inclusion of budgets, ads, and all those things. Okay, so it is like whatever you do in the marketing from the paid front that begets instant results for you, that is inculcated under performance marketing. Okay, and the other is like performance marketing, branding, and retention. These are the three things. Cool, got that? Guys, always have a habit. If you are not able to understand anything, I really urge you all guys to open up and speak. Okay, and I'll never feel bad about that. If I don't have the answer to your queries, I'll also be learning something. I mean to say, if I'll not be having any answer to the queries that you would be asking in, I'll be going ahead and doing the research, and in the next session, I'll definitely be briefing that to you. So, digital marketing is a very dynamic field, and the key to success up over here when it comes to learning is to be more and more inquisitive. Okay, understanding it, guys?
Yes, sir. Understand.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
always be inquisitive, guys, and believe me, don't hesitate to ask when, why, where, how. Always go in depth. Always. And in this complete journey, I would be the person who would be the most happiest one if you would be asking any question. And believe me, there is no question that is illogical or a bad question or something like that. Don't hesitate to ask. Okay. So this is it. Now we'll directly be going to SEM part, guys. Okay, so we'll start with SEM today, and the very first thing that we would be understanding today is the hierarchy of Google Ads. So, okay, yeah, Renuka, you are already been doing Google Ads, so I would like to have an answer about this from you. How is Google Ads placed? What is the hierarchy of Google Ads? What is the structure? Please go ahead, try it out. Disha, would you like to try that up? Or Renuka, please, if you can.
I think it's based on Google ranking and the.
Nah, I'm not speaking about that. So, guys, Hindi will work for you all, guys, no?
Yeah.
A mix of Hindi and English.
Yes.
So, preferably because when I teach a US student, there is no inclusion of Hindi. Okay, so if you find anything that is difficult for you to understand, please let me know. I'll be speaking in Hindi at that point of time. Okay, so it's okay. So what I am asking is how the so every Google product or Facebook product or LinkedIn product, whatsoever it is, there is a particular hierarchy to that. So on the top is the accounts, guys. So what is an account? Accounts are basically of two types: individual account, and the other one is called MCC account, which is also known as my client center. Okay, so first of all, I'll be briefing you as to what does account mean. So account means Google Ads account. Okay, so you can have an individual account. So individual accounts are created with the help of Gmail IDs, one ID, one account. Means you can create one account with the help of one Gmail ID. Okay, this is an individual account. But say if you are an agency, okay, and you have say 10 different clients, so every time you will have to log into every client's email ID, username and password, and that would be a hectic affair. Okay, So for agencies, you can create MCC account. This is for agencies. Okay, so for digital marketing agency, or say if you are a company who have got different strategic business units, say 3 4 different types of unit, okay, and you are running separate AdWords campaign for all those things. So it is like you have separate accounts, so you can club all those accounts into one with the help of MCC. So MCC is for agencies to club separate individual accounts into one. So it is utilized by agency. And why so? Because with the help of one single ID and password, you would be able to access all the different accounts. You can just log into your MCC account and you can see there are 10 accounts up over there, and wherever you want to go and work, you can click on that. You can go ahead and work on it. Okay. Did you all get that as to what an MCC difference between an individual account and an MCC is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For agencies, so again over here, okay, Renuka understood, Disha, Raghavendra understood what's the difference between individual account and an MCC account?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, over here it is clear then. Okay. So now, under the Google accounts, you create, whether it is individual accounts or MCC account, okay, you create campaigns. Okay. Under campaigns, you have ad groups, and ad groups have two parts: ad copies and keywords. Got that? So you all are very intelligent. I think I don't need to go ahead and brief that up. So if you all not be asking, I will consider that you all have understood. Will that be a feasible affair?
No, sir.
Sorry guys, I'm trying to be sarcastic and that is how I am. Okay. So please take me seriously. I'm a very serious, sarcastic person. So don't worry. Okay, guys. So we'll come to these one by one. So we'll first start with campaign. So I have a file that I have already created. I'll go ahead and quickly go ahead and round it up for you all guys. One second, let it open, guys. Oh, one second. I'll copy a few things up over here. So I'll be sharing this sheet with you so that you could have a fair understanding as to what has been taught up over there in the session. So that's the main motive behind that. I hope it is visible to you all guys.
Yes, sir.
So,
Okay. So, guys, first, what is a campaign? Campaigns are basically of five types, not four types, five or six types, you may say. Okay. What all are they? Okay. So, first one is a search campaign. Okay. So, what is a search campaign? Anyone knows? Let's go ahead and look up. I'm looking for Six Sigma certification. What is coming up? An ad is coming up. So there on the top there are four ads that comes up, and then comes the organic listing. These are organic listing wherein you'll not have to pay even a single penny, and then comes the last three positions. So I have made a setting of 100. That's why. So actually, when you have to work on SEO, you will have to do like that. Okay. Okay. So over here, only two ads are visible right now. You change a keyword. Okay. Over two ads are coming up. There are four ads that comes up on the top, and on the below, one, two, three. Okay, so there are seven ads that actually comes up on a page. On the top four, and then you can see these are the organic listing wherein you don't have to pay. These are inorganic or ads, and these are also the inorganic ones, and these are the organic listing that comes up. Okay, understood? So this is called a search ad. You are searching for a particular keyword on the basis of which an ad is actually showcased, and that's why it is called search ads. Clear, everyone?
Yes,
yes,
sir. Yes.
Then comes the next category, display. Anyone knows what a display campaign is?
Display campaigns is like pop-up ad, right?
No, not exactly. So display ads are the ads that are showcased on third party websites. Okay, one second guys. क्या सिर घूम रहा है बहुत ज़्यादा? दवाई खाई हो? वो सब? Okay, so guys, actually display ads are showcased on third party website, and there is one criteria that should be there, and that is like you should be part of Google Display Network. The website where the ad would be displayed should be the part of Google Display Network, and then only it will come up. Okay, so I'll showcase you. Say I went to indiatv.in. Let it populate, guys. It's a slow website. Can you see this, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is an ad from Google, and that is a display ad. Display means displayed on third party websites. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So search clear, display clear.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
That display should be connected to Google part only. The website we are showing that ad, so it must be connected to Google or any website ad we are doing that comes in display ad.
So I'm not getting the question basically.
You search that India TV website.
Okay. I'll tell you. There are two parts basically. Okay, what it is. There is a person who is called advertiser. So we marketers are advertisers, and there are people who are called publishers. Okay. So what happens is advertisers uses Google Ads to target their ads on whatever website they want, entertainment website, news website, or a specific name of the website. And publisher, what they do is they use Google AdSense and they embed the code that is given by Google AdSense on their website. So they will become a partner of Google Display Network, GDN. Okay. And once you became the partner of Google Display Network, you are eligible to showcase ads of advertisers onto your website. So in this case, India TV is a publisher, okay, who owns the website and wants guys like me, or say over there it was GoDaddy. Okay, so GoDaddy is showcasing ads up over here. You can see this. It is from GoDaddy.
Yeah.
Okay, so GoDaddy is showcasing an ad. So GoDaddy is an advertiser, and where he's showcasing his ad, display ad, on a publisher whose name is IndiaTV.in. And why it is being showcased up over here? Because IndiaTV.in is a part of Google Display Network. There is a community of websites which works as a display network for Google, and India TV is one among them. Clear?
Yes.
Anyone? Any doubts? Raghavendra, Jay, anyone?
No doubt, sir. No, sir.
Okay, guys, then comes video campaigns. There are different types of ads that you actually see on YouTube. Can you see that? There is an ad, it is coming up. Okay, you see a skippable or a non-skippable ads or something like that. Can you see that? These are also the ads up over here. These also all comes up. These are called video discovery ads. Okay, there are lots of ads. So you are watching a video and there is a skippable thing that comes up over there.
एडमिशन जब स्टूडेंट्स लेते हैं उन्हें प्रॉमिस करते हैं कि जरूर यू वुड बी गेटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ लाइफ प्रोजेक्ट्स टू वर्क ऑन, अ चांस एंड अपॉर्चुनिटी, गोल्डन चांस मिलेगा आपको कि आप काम कर सकते हो लाइव प्रोजेक्ट्स.
And over here, if anything is skippable or non-skippable thing comes up, that is also ad. Over here, suggested videos comes in, that is also an ad. So all these comes up under the video ads. Clear?
Yes.
Then comes PLA or shopping ads. So anyone can let me know what is the full form of PLA by any chance? Anyone knows what it is? No one? Okay. So guys, you have Google with you. You could have actually seen that up on Google. So PLA means product listing ads. Okay. Product listing ads or shopping ads are more or less the same thing. So let's showcase you. Not this one. Okay, can you see this? This is an example of shopping ad.
Yes.
Okay, what all are there in the shopping ad? Image, link, then the pricing, and then the name of the organization. Okay. Hello. हाँ पापा मिल गया. पापा हम क्लास ले रहे हैं, बाद में बात करते हैं. Okay. Got that, guys? What is the shopping ad?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then comes the mobile app campaign. So where are mobile app campaign showcased? It is showcased on 5 places: on search network, on display, on video. Okay, third party websites, which is the part of Google. Okay, and there are other places as well wherein these mobile app campaigns are showcased. So we'll delve deeper when we'll go to this part. Okay, so as if now every campaign, so say as a marketer, it is like when would you be using a search campaign or a display campaign or a video campaign or a shopping campaign or a mobile app campaign or whatsoever? How would you decide? So mobile campaign, if you have a mobile app, then only you would be using that app. If you are an e-commerce organization, then only you would be using a shopping campaign. But among these three things, in the strategy weaving part, how would you decide whenever you would be using this a search campaign or say a display campaign or whatsoever? How would you decide that app? How come? Anyone?
Based on budget, maybe.
Based on budgets? Budgets? No, not at all.
So based on which platform our target audience is there.
Okay. Absolutely wrong. Anything else? Yes, yes.
Okay.
Brainstorm, brainstorm. There is nothing right or wrong. Okay, don't worry about that. Don't mind my words. It is like I want a discussion on that, and then only I'll be briefing you.
Based on the content.
Based on the content, no. Come up, come up, come up. Based on the intention. Okay, say, so Renuka, let me know what is the product that you are actually generating leads for. What all are the products you are working on right now? So softwares and all.
Books.
Books. So you are selling those books or something like that.
Selling.
So which is the ads that you prefer going ahead and do? Display campaigns. And why not search campaigns? Okay.
So this client's requirement is that's right.
Okay. So as an expert, you should be briefing your clients. Work along with me and how I say. I'm not a doll that you would be asking me to play around with. Okay? So it is like I know my things well, and this is how we actually figure out. Okay. Sorry, it would be plus. Okay. So now, what do I mean by saying that? So search campaigns are basically intention based ads. So whenever you want to generate leads, it works very good for B2B businesses. Okay. So if you want to generate leads or if you want to tap on all those people who are looking for an XYZ thing, say someone is looking for Six Sigma training. Okay. So I can showcase him a display ad or something like that. But it is like the efficacy of a intention based ad, just like search is based ads, conversions, if you see, are higher. Are you getting something up from here? Okay, so guys, first I'll tell you. I'll not start like that. I'll start with the things first. Okay, so basically, search campaigns. There are two types of strategy, guys. One is called pull strategy, and other is called push strategy. Okay, so what do I mean by saying pull or push strategy? People is coming up by typing an intention as to what they want. So this word briefs you as to what is the intention of the people? Six Sigma training, they may be looking for that. Now this word, avail Six Sigma training. What does that mean? That purely means someone is looking to avail a Six Sigma training course. Am I right? Guys, yes
Yes.
or no?
Yes, sir.
Now
Yes, sir.
what you are doing, you are showcasing an ad up over here and you are trying to pull that particular person towards you, your website or something like that, so that you could convert that guy. Okay? Am I okay? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes.
So search campaigns are basically intention based ads. You are able to analyze the intention of a particular person with the help of search term that he is typing in, and on the basis of that search term you can decide whether you want to showcase an ad or not. Someone is typing in Six Sigma. Would you like to showcase an ad to him? Yes or no?
Yes, sir, we can.
But the very limited intentions are coming up from here. Okay, so if I'm a good marketer, so I run ads for this organization. Okay, so these are basically generic intent. This is not showcasing you a very good figure that someone is interested in Six Sigma course, or if he is a researcher who is looking for Six Sigma, or he is a student who is actually preparing notes for Six Sigma. So I may lose out on my money. Okay, but for generic keywords I have to pay very less. Okay, so it is like I can play around with that, but it is like my words are briefing me as to how important intentions are. If someone is looking for Six Sigma certification, that directly says that he's not a research guy or something. He's a guy who is looking for Six Sigma certification for sure. Am I true? Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
So the intention is very much visible, and when you have the intentions in front of you and you are pulling that particular guy, so this strategy is a push strategy. While in a display campaign, you are not aware about the intention of a customer. So what you do up over there on a display campaign is like, say, you are selling infant products, okay, and you are just sharing that up to websites wherein newly parents comes up, or say people come up who wants to know about parenting and all those things. Let's take another example. Say you are selling Nike shoes, okay, and you are showcasing your ads on ESPN, crickinfo.com, and blah 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 whatnot. Okay, so there is a hypothesis that you have created that all those people who goes to sports website would definitely love sports shoes, but the reality may be different. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Arey, say a strong yes, confident yes. Okay, not a dull one.
Yes, sir.
I am encountering COVID and all those things. Still, I am very confident. So I want that confidence to reflect on your voice as well. If there would be a faint confidence or noise or something like that in your voice, I will repeat that once again. Don't worry about that. Be confident. Are you getting as to what I am saying? You are pushing your ads up over there to those person based on a hypothesis that you have. And what is the hypothesis? That in your case, Renuka, you are just showcasing ads to all those people who need books or something like that, or goes for reading stuffs and all those across different places and all.
Yes.
Yes, you have a hypothesis that, so hypothesis may or may not work. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Everyone. There are four people only. Everyone. Yes. A strong yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Raghavendra.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. A confident one. Okay. So hypothesis may work or not. But what will happen if you are going ahead with an intention based ad and you are pulling people, the conversion rates would be higher. So this is very much applicable to the B2B business, and somewhere, sometimes for B2C. Okay, it depends upon case to case, guys. I'm not saying that it doesn't works for B2C. Okay, in your case, when you are selling the books, it will definitely work, Renuka. Okay, so display campaign basically works with all the segment B2C or B2B, anyone, no issues as such. Okay, and it is like the conversion rates of search campaigns are always higher. The conversion rates of display campaigns are always lower. Okay, but display campaigns are the quantity, uh, what you can say, it is a thing of quantity. Okay, and search ads is a thing of quality. Okay, say you are reaching out to one CR people. Okay, and if your percentage is even 0.5% CTR, okay, and if your conversion rate is even 0.1%, how much would you be able to convert? Let's go ahead and do a calculation. 1 second, let me make it numeric. Just see to that. Are you able to see that? You have 10,000, 1 CR people you reached out to. Your conversion rate is, say, okay, 0.1% of the people you are reaching out, or I will reduce that to even lower, 0.05%. You would be able to get 5,000 closes. So it is a game of quantity while it is a game of quality. Over here, you would be, say you have a 10,000 rupees budget per day, you would be reaching out to, say, 100 rupees is for per click, so you would be reaching out to 100 people. Okay, so your conversion rate is somewhat around 10%. Okay, how much would you be converting? Did you see the picture? Let's reduce this value. Let's be more hypothetical, not more. Sorry. So you reached out to 1 lakh people. Okay, even if you have a 0.05% conversion rate, you would be ending up going ahead with at least 50 conversion. Okay, so it is like, then there must be a question hovering across your mind. Then why I should go ahead and do a search campaign? So it is like, say all the 100 people who came onto your website, you are confident that they all are the people who were interested in your ads, because the targeting is like that. On the basis of keywords, you have targeted in such a way that they are very quality people. Not now, but later on they will get converted. But over here, 1 lakh or 10 lakh or 1 CR, you cannot say that out of all how many people were interested in that. All those who got converted got converted. That's it. Got that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So display is basically a game of quantity, and search is basically a game of quality. Okay. And in a B2C setup, display works better. Okay, and in a B2B setup, search ads works best. Okay, so when it comes to strategy, search is always a pull strategy, wherein you pull your audiences on the basis of different keywords, and there is a bidding methodology. It basically works on CPC, cost per click. Everyone knows what cost per click is.
Yes, sir.
So cost per
Yes.
click is, you say you actually saw a particular ad up over here. When you click on that particular ad, there is an X amount of money that you will have to pay to Google, and that model is called CPC. What is the full form?
Cost per click.
Cost per click.
Yes, and that's why Google Ads campaign are at times known as PPC campaigns, pay per click campaigns. Okay. Then the type of ads that you do up over here are basically text ad. You can see these are all text. There is nothing as such. On a similar note, display ads are basically a push campaign, And the bidding methodology revolves around VCPM, viewable cost per milli impression. So in general, it is also known as CPM, cost per milli impression, or it is also known as viewable CPM. So what is CPM? What is viewable CPM? Let's go ahead and read that out. Understand that out. So CPM is equal to cost per milli impressions. People also say it as cost per impression, CPI or something like that. So what does cost per milli impression means? Clear? So Google will not charge you for single impression. It will charge you for a bunch of 1000 impression, and the charges are like, say, 50 rupees per sorry. Okay. Cool. Got that?
Yes, sir.
Cost per milli impression, cost per 1000 impression, and 50 by 1000 impression. I mean to say the price INR 50 for per 1000 impression. But nobody asked me what is viewable CPM then. Arey, ask Baba, what is a viewable CPM? Okay, I'll tell you. Okay, so let's understand the methodology first as to how Google charges you up. Say I came to indiatv.com. Okay, so this is an ad, I guess. Yeah, so this was an ad. Okay, so this ad was actually coming up and I was able to see this up. Okay, now this is under my viewable limits, then only Google would be able to charge. Say if this ad would have been at this place and I would not have hovered across to this place in the earlier methodology, that is CPM, Google would have charged me for that. But the actual thing is like, I have not moved on to that particular scroll and I have not seen this particular ad, so it should not have been counted as an impression. In the earlier methodology of CPM, anywhere your ad is coming up, irrespective of the fact whether you are scrolling down, watching that up or not, if that is appearing on the page that is up, that you have opened, but irrespective whether you have scrolled to that place or not, it would be counted as an impression. And if that would be an impression, you would be charged for that. So there are a lot of fake impressions that used to come up. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
now Google thought of going ahead with an extended methodology wherein it introduced viewable CPM, wherein you would only be charged for an impression, or it would only be counted as an impression when it would be under your viewable limits. If you are not looking into that, or if it is not in the viewable scrolls, it will not be counted as an impression. So the problem of fake impression got over. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's it. This is the voice that should come up. Others, please let me know.
Yes, sir.
So guys,
Yes,
the
understood.
thing is like, I am a different sort of educator. Okay, it is like I'm a very enthusiastic person, and this is not for the first time I'm actually going ahead and briefing this up. So this must be, I guess, 400 or 500 times I have been briefing this up to people, and I have a specific methodology. And I have understood, if you're not able to intrigue a particular person over an online session so as to go ahead and interact with you, the person will never be getting anything. Okay, it is like the attention span over there on an online session is very less as compared to a offline session wherein you meet a particular person face to face or something like that. So I hope you relate to this point, and that's why I'm actually intriguing you up. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
any problem with such sort of approach?
Hello.
Yeah, any problem with such sort of approach
Yes.
from my side?
Yes, sir.
No, sir. No problem.
It's okay.
No, sir.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah, go ahead. Most welcome.
Sir, so what do you mean by milli impression with respect to CPM or impressions?
Cost per milli impression, 1000. Milli means 1000.
So, sir, what does that impression means?
Okay. So you typed in a particular keyword and you are seeing that up. Okay, so this is called an impression. So you came up over here and you are watching this ad. This is called an impression. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and after an impression, I saw that up. Impression is like I saw that, and the moment I'll click on that, it will be counted as a click. Okay, so there is a hierarchy basically, guys. Okay, on the top is impression, then comes clicks, and when a particular person clicks, then it lands onto your page or website, whatever you say, and then conversion happens. Okay, so now guys, over here also there is a particular gauge between impression and clicks. There is a ratio that is called, I'll let you know, that is called CTR, click through rate, means is equal to number of impressions divided by sorry, clicks divided by number of impressions that you get. Okay, did you get that? Then from clicks to conversion, there is a thing called conversion rate. What is that? Okay, and whenever there is a click that happens, there is one more thing that happens. What is that? You must be wondering what. Cost per click. Okay, and when there would be cost per click, there would be an aggregate amount of things as well that would be going up, and that would be cost for the overall click. Okay, so say you got 1000 impressions. Okay, and out of those 1000 impressions you got 100 number of clicks. So what would be the CTR? It would be 100 divided by number of impressions, and just mark this on a percentage, 10%. Okay, so say per click cost or average cost is somewhat around say 12 rupees. What would be the overall cost? Okay, and say out of these 100 clicks, say 7 got converted. So what is the conversion rate? Is equal to conversions divided by this. Did you all get that? So on the top is the impressions. Whenever a particular person comes and sees your ad, that is called an impression. Then he clicks on that particular ad, and whenever there is a click that happens, there is a CTR. Out of how many impressions you got, how many clicks. Okay. Then comes cost per click. That is, of course, a very important metric, and then comes the conversion rate. So impression, clicks. After clicking, people land onto your website and they fill up a form or buy from you or whatsoever. So impression is the first metric, then comes click, then comes conversion. And wherever there is a transition From impression to click, it is CTR. From click to conversion, it is conversion rate. Understood, Raghavendra?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Everyone understood this up?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go ahead. So now, guys, we have covered two things: search ads and display ads. So search is basically a pull sort of a strategy which works on CPC bidding methodology, and the type of ads are text ad. These are basically intention based ads where the conversion rates are higher. This rate is will be higher. Okay. Display campaigns are basically push sort of a strategy, that is hypothesis based ad, which works on viewable CPM. Okay, and that is a mixture of text plus image based ad. You can see that. Okay, text is also there, image is also there, so that is a combination of both. Okay, then comes video ads. So video is basically a combination of both push and pull. There are 4 or 5 different categories of ads that you can do up from there video campaigns. So few video campaigns are basically push category and few are pull category. Okay, we'll understand about that later on. And then the bidding methodology up over there for a video campaign is called CPV. So what does CPV means? Anyone?
Click per video.
No.
Cost per view.
Yeah. Cost per view. And my question now is one view is equal to how much? One view is equal to how much? Get that?
Yes, sir.
What do you get? Let me know. What is
Sir,
one view?
So the ad which are skippable ads, sir.
Yes, yes. You have to watch that ad for at least 30 seconds, the video. Okay. Or else the video is like that you are using for the ad is say on only 15 seconds. Okay. Then you'll have to watch the entire 15-second video. Okay. So what does marketer do now? So what marketer do is like they create a 2-minute video. Okay. 2-minute video. Place important things on the first 10 seconds and ask people to, or not ask people to, rather compel people to shy off without completing 30 seconds. So what will happen in that case? Who will tell me? I have created a 2-minute video which I am using for an ad. I am showcasing things in the way, all the important things, the messages that I want in the first 10 or 15 seconds, and then I'm unnecessarily putting in some stuff that compels people to shy off without completing 30 seconds. So that means people will not be going ahead and looking into the complete 30 seconds of the video, and I will not be charged. For a long, this was considered to be a very good hack. But I'm telling you guys, Google works on user experience. The quality of such ads is very bad. There is a term called quality ranking. Okay, the quality ranking of such ads are very bad, and you tend to actually not get any conversions or something like that. So this is never to be done. This is the thing that should never be tried. It is like whatever is the thing, you just complete that up, allow Google to earn from you and give you conversion. That's the most important thing. Got that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then comes shopping campaigns, guys. So of course I don't need to say that for a video campaign the type of ads would all be video based. Okay, so PLA and shopping campaigns are like pull campaigns. Why? You saw that I searched for iPhone 12 128 GB and there was a shopping ad that came in, and when the shopping ad came in, there was an image that was showcased and all those things were there. The price was there, the company who is selling that up. So that is purely a pull campaign. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
It is all working on intention. Ah, again, a very nagging sort of. Are you feeling sleepy, Renuka?
No, sir.
Disha?
No, sir.
No, na?
No.
Okay. I hope so. Because there was not that much prominent voice that came up. Okay? I'll be doing such sort of thing, and please don't mind these things. Okay? So, till now, the best voice that is coming up is from Jay. So, Jay is very, very confident as to what he has understood. Am I right, Jay? You have understood all the things, basically. Almost.
Yes, almost, almost.
Almost. Almost says a lot of things. What is the 5% of the things that you have not understood till now? Let me know. Jay?
Yes, sir.
Almost doesn't mean 100%. So there must be some 4-5% of the things that you might not have understood. Let me know.
Yes, I have understood everything, but sir, I am not remembering everything.
Okay, that is a problem that happens. Don't worry. The best way to remember these up, I'll tell you guys. It is like I'm a trainer. It's like it's my duty so as to brief you as to how to remember all these concepts and all. Okay, so it is like when you would be going on for sleep, try to recall the things that you have understood today. Even if you are able to recall 20% of the things that you have understood today, that will go to your deep memory. And this is how I actually remember. So even if I'm in my sleep, you ask me any questions and I'll be giving you an answer. I'm so much prominent in that right now, and I follow such sort of methodology. I'll urge you all guys to go ahead and try that out as well. Okay. So now coming back, so PLA is basically a pull campaign that works on CPC methodology, and this is an image plus text based ads. Mobile app campaigns are basically uh, pull, but at times it is showcased on display networks as well. That's why it is also considered as a push campaign. Okay, it works on CPC methodology, but the actual thing is called CPA, cost per acquisition. Right now, USCs are bid on. I'll Cost per acquisition is like for every install you will have to pay an X amount of money. Okay, and then these are basically text plus image based ad. Okay, plus video as well, because with the invent of UAC, earlier it was mobile app campaigns, but it is like now not mobile app campaigns, it is obsolete these days. These are basically known as UAC, universal app campaigns. Okay, so this is it. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
so now guys,
Yes, sir.
the last thing for this session that we're gonna do today is we'll be going ahead and creating an a Google Ads account. So everyone has got a Google Ads accounts with them, or else I'll be briefing you as to how to do that. I need two Gmail IDs with everyone. Okay, so from one I'll be creating an individual account, and from one I'll be going ahead and briefing you as to how to create an MCC account. So who would help me? I have a lot of account and I don't have a free account. So who would be helping me? Jay, Raghavendra, Disha, Renuka, anyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you don't have any account?
No, sir.
Okay, cool. So I'll be making you the presenter. So you can share your screen. You are the There is nothing as such over here. So please go ahead and share your screen. Okay, and I'll brief you as to how to do that. Others, please go ahead and see to that as to how we go ahead and create a account up over there on Google Ads. Yeah, go ahead and click on Google Ads sign up. Guys, everyone, please listen, see to this. very carefully. Sign up. Yeah. So first we are going to create a individual account. So you have two Gmail IDs, Disha.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Be on unmute mode.
Okay.
Okay. Go down. Search for it. Yeah. Click on the first link. Yeah. Click on get started. Okay. So over here, there don't need to go ahead and type in anything. You can see, are you a professional marketer? There is an option, switch to expert mode. Click on that. Everyone, please see to that. Go down, go down. Are you a professional marketer in small? Yep. A bit up, yeah. Okay. Otherwise, they will take you to express mode, which is not at all advisable. Then there is another hack up over here. There is an option, create an account without a campaign. They will ask you to first create a campaign while you are going ahead. Create an account without a campaign. Yeah, that Martin. Sorry. Just below that, create an account without a campaign. Just below that. Below that, there is a small word.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now this is, guys, always remember this up. This is for the first time that you are doing this up. After that, you will never be able to change this up. The billing country, the time zone, and the currency. And this is the question that is asked in the Google certification. So after completing this course, when you would be going ahead with the Google certification, at that point of time, it would be asked if these details can be changed or not. So the answer would be no. Okay. So it is all good. Click on submit. Explore your account. Okay, click on campaigns just below overview. Yeah, and just close this black left hand side option by clicking on that arrow option that is coming up. Go down, go down, go down. In the center, yeah. So this is the Google Ads console individual. On the top is the campaign. Below the campaigns, you would see ad groups. Under ad groups, you will have ad copies and ads and keywords or whatsoever. Okay, so this is the hierarchy. So this is the way to create an individual account. Now, Disha, go to another Google search and look for MCC account, sign up. Yeah, first one, first link. Manage multiple Google Ads account. Yeah, go down, create a manager account. Yeah, confirm your business. So over there, there is an option. Yeah, give the name of the account. Disha's MCC account. Yes. Explore your account. Okay. Now over here, can you see there is one more step above you, that is accounts. Then the campaigns, then the ad groups, then the ads and keywords. Okay.
Yes.
And in the individual one, there was no inclusion of accounts. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you as to how to integrate a particular account. So click on accounts. So guys, we have created an individual account. Then we have created a MCC account. Now I'm showcasing you how to add another account up over there on a MCC account. Click on plus in yellow. Sorry, in blue. Okay. Create new account. You can, sorry, 1 second. Don't click on it. There are two options. Either you can create a new account for your clients up from here, or if they have an already existing account, you can ask them. The best way is to go ahead and create an individual account outside and then go ahead and link that particular one. Why so? Say a particular client goes on and ends the relationship with you. At that point of time, it would be pretty difficult for you to unlink that particular account that you have created from your MCC account. Okay. So the best option is to create an individual account for your clients and then link it up, or else if they have an already existing account, you can link that up. So click on link existing accounts. Okay, and over here it is asking you enter or paste your customer ID. So what is a customer ID? So Disha, you can see on the top right hand side. Okay, everyone, please see to that. 774-773-3170. There is a 10-digit unique code that is up over there. For every account, there is a 10-digit unique code that comes up. Okay, so what happens is like, whomsoever's account you want to add, you need to ask about their 10-digit code. Okay,
Oh,
10-digit code. So I'll share mine and I'll showcase you. 1 second. Let me log in. Just give me a second. I'm briefing you about.
yes.
So Google Ads is a very bulky platform, guys, and it is like at times you will get frustrated. Okay. Yeah, Disha, please write 852
Yes.
005 1874. Okay. Then click on send request. Okay. A request will come up to me. I'll have to reload it up. So I'll showcase you as to how the request looks like. Okay. So stop sharing the screen. I'll present mine. So you have just added that 10-digit codes up over there in the option, and there is a request that will come up to me. I'll showcase that to you. One second, it has not came yet. Okay, in that case, I can directly go on to my account. Over here also it comes. A manager account is requesting an access. Sharma.disa132@gmail.com. Want to link your Google Ads account? 852-005-1874, and the MCC account details came up 774-773-3170. If you accept, the users of the manager account can view, edit, and manage your account and its campaigns. To grant access, click on accept request. I'll click on accept request. Okay, and see what will open up. You can see that. Accept or decline. I'll click on accept, click on grant access. Okay, and anytime if I want to remove the access, I can give, and I have not given the owner rights. If I'll click on yes, I would be able to give him. Okay, understood, guys? And say for your Google Ads account, if you want to give any user a permission for that, you can do it from here. Okay, so just like that, I'll showcase that to you. So Renuka, let me know your email ID.
Renuka1996
Yeah,
MRCH @gmail.com.
Okay, so one way was to actually ask for a request, and the other way is like I can give you. So what sort of permission I want to give you? Email only, billing for billing purpose, read only, standard. Say I want to give you a read only access, or say a standard access, or something like that. Okay, so say I want to give you a standard access. Okay, I'll click on give you a send invitation. Okay, so you can see it is up over there. So Renuka, can you quickly go ahead and share your screen and showcase us as to how the thing is coming up? I mean to say, a message would be coming up to your email ID, and can you showcase everyone as to how we can add that up? I'll have to accept that up just like I did. Can you?
So I join my phone through phone.
Okay. So, okay, guys, there is no issue as such. Just like the way you saw that there was a mail that came in for me. Okay, on a similar note, there would be a mail that will go on to that particular email ID, and over there, you will have to accept the invitation that will be coming up from the user who is giving you access. And once you accept that up, okay, you would start be able, or you would be able to use that particular account, Google Ads account. Okay, so there are two ways. One, you go to your MCC account and ask for a or request for an access, okay, for the email, account. Or the second one is like as a owner of the Google Ads account, you can pass on this permission to anyone with the help of an email ID. Cool, got that, guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any doubts? Any doubts to anyone?
No, sir.
A confident no?
Yes, sir.
Cool. How about you, Jay?
Yes, I understood.
Understood. Raghavendra?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. A confident yes? Raghavendra? A confident yes?
Yes, sir.
Renuka, how about you?
Yes, sir.
Understood?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything that you have not understood, any slightest of the doubts, I'll showcase this to you. And guys, I'm going to share this up with you all, guys. Okay. I'll be giving you a view access up over here so that you could not make any changes. Okay. So I'll be sharing this link up over here for you all, guys. Okay, so please go ahead and use this up to understand anything. And over here only we would be going ahead and getting each and everything when it comes to digital marketing training. Okay, it is just like a blackboard for you all, guys. So I'm sharing this up. So please copy this link up from here, and this would be a view access for you all, guys. And if you want to use that up for your own, make a copy of it and you can edit that up. Okay, so I've shared that up, and I hope everyone would be going ahead and looking into it for anything that they want to understand when it comes to this. So cool, guys. It was all from my side for today. If you have any doubts, I'm most open for questions. So Jay, I think it is a demo session for you, no?
Yes, sir.
So how did you like that?
Sir, it was good, sir.
It was good.
Yes.
So would you like to pursue ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. Okay, guys. So bye bye from my side. We'll meet next week, and we'll try to have somewhat more analysis and things. And next session would be a very important session, guys. We'll be understanding more about this search ads. Okay, as to what is the way to do that. I'll be covering search ads in 2 or 3 steps, basically, in the most naive way, then the beginner's way, and then the professional way of going ahead and doing that up. Okay, so it is like I'll take 2 or 3 sessions to complete this search ad. Once this search ad is completed, it will be like an easy task for you all guys to go ahead and delve deeper into display or other things. So it is like I want to set up the tempo up over there with the search ads, and we'll very in depthly look into that. Don't miss this that session, guys. It's a humble request from my side. Okay, if you are stuck somewhere or something like that, mutually we would be postponing that session if required. But I want nobody should be actually going ahead and uh, not attending that particular session. So please attend that session for sure. So cool, guys. This was all from my side. Provided you don't have any questions for me, I'll end this session and we'll meet next time and we'll have a more understanding of search ad for sure. Thank you, guys. It was nice meeting you all, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye bye.